You have been incredibly successful raising a lot of money very quickly, very sophisticated investors. How do you, as a founder, CEO, think about the role of a board of directors, or the role of institutional investors? How do you view that working relationship as you take on really the great problems of how do I just keep taking the success to higher and higher levels?
So there's multiple ways. I mean, right now, again, because I'm an older entrepreneur, I actually have more experience than most of the board members. However, I don't have the data they have. So when you work with people that invest in like companies, and they can be a phenomenal metric on measuring yourself in the outside world, and you're so heads down running a company, what you really want is a board that isn't involved in your day-to-day operations, but can paint a bigger picture of what's happening on a macro economy in your sector, how you compare, giving you feedback. You know, you think that's a good average order size, it's not so good. Or in fact, you've got one of the best average order sizes we've ever seen. Now you need to work on getting these metrics aligned. And that type of feedback, and also making introductions to people that can help move the business forward, really important. But when you're dealing with a consumer business, at the end of the day, the consumers have to buy the stuff, and in our case, we have to get it in, and then they have to buy it. And those mechanisms are more, it isn't, sometimes it's about introductions, but mostly it's about how do your metrics and how do what your daily financials and even your dashboards and your use of technology compare to other companies that are in the same space as you are, or in a broader space in e-commerce. And that is phenomenally helpful. Also, we still have board meetings about every 6 to 8 weeks, which on some level is a pain because, you know, you have to, like, a lot of energy goes to presenting the deck. But I would say every single time we do that, we get closer to our business in a way that we possibly wouldn't if we didn't have that forcing factor. And my whole team sort of loves the board meetings because they walk out feeling a little bit closer to the business, even though we're on the numbers every day, and smarter. Everyone walks out of the board meeting smarter. So when you look at partners, you really want partners that are going, be on your team, get your vision, but also bring a level of intelligence, and it's more in the outside world, back into your company, so you don't get lost in reading, navel gazing what you're doing.
Well, one of the things which I've always found useful, particularly in consumer businesses, is to be able to understand and report back to a board the business through the eyes of the customer. So what is the cost of customer acquisition? What is the value of that customer over that customer's lifetime? What is the churn of the customer? What's the replacement cost of a customer that you lose and have to replace with a new customer in terms of sales or in terms of profits? Do you find that you can get good customer metrics for your kind of business? And is it something that the board's excited about, seeing the business through the eyes of customer metrics?
That's almost all we report on. It really comes down to, we have two levels. You have to get the cost of a consignor and the cost of a customer. And obviously you get the most leverage where they overlap. So that's, we've got those, we've got that data. We report it down in a unit economics. We look at the cohorts. We measure it over time, understand what's happening, what influenced what. And that is something every single week we look at, and we roll it up in a bigger trend reports and cohort reports for the board. That to me is the essence of how the business runs, and it's the discipline that we employ, and it works. It really serves us well.